So the world's going to
Tell a bitch who step up in this bitch.
I haven't done a sit down video like this ever. What do I always say? How do I open this up? Good afternoon, vlog. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Keni and welcome to my POV on life. Today we're doing it a little different. Today we're gonna yap. I sometimes just don't feel like editing a ton, and I have been editing this entire year for the most part. So I was like, you know what? Let's switch it up. Let's chat. Let's do this video diary style. I've got my juice in my pretty cup. Oh, Minute Maid strawberry lemonade. Call me one day. Let's collab. I literally drink this stuff like it is water. I love it so much. And we also have a little snacky here. Let's see if we can do like a little cracker ASMR. Okay. Still going. Yeah, the world's going. I cannot even explain how sick and tired I am of the United States. I'm exhausted. As a woman in her 20s, I'm exhausted. As a black woman, I am exhausted. As a woman, period, I am exhausted. So much so that my eye is like, it's low-key kind of twitching right now. But I just feel like I'm having so many different conversations about what the future of my life will look like. And in some ways, I feel like I'm low-key starting to see that like fade. Like I'm starting to see it chip away. I don't know if anybody else feels like that, but you know, all the things you think about, you know, you go to school, you go to college, and then, you know, you work, and then you have like you work to build up to a family after that, and then, you know, so on and so forth. And before it just seemed like so magical and so whimsical, and now it's just like, we will rain hellfire on all of your dreams. That's what it feels like now. It just feels like so many odds are up against us that nothing is impossible, or that nothing is possible at this point. Or at least they're trying to get us to think that nothing is going to be possible. And I hate that. I hate that a lot. Because I have a plan. I want to thrive, I want to survive, and I want to do the most in this world. Just a girl and her salami, you know? You know, as someone who has been just naturally ambitious and have always kept my eyes just out and above, for the first time in a while, I feel like I am just starting to see that shift a lot. I don't want to say like crumble or fall apart, but I'm just really having to accept the fact that like, okay, this is our reality now. Like, this is what we're facing. Times are a lot different, even from like the past 5 years. I moved to Dallas in 2020. And the state of the economy was legit so much different. Like, I moved to Dallas because I wanted better opportunity, and it was still pretty affordable. I moved here from Kansas City, so you know, it just felt like economic wise, it wasn't too far off from what I would have already been dealing with. And now I don't even know where we are so far off of the plot. It's insane. And it's like, it's making me think twice about a lot of things I want to do. Like, don't get me wrong, your girl is always going to reach for the stars. Know that. But it's just like, dang, you turn one way, boom, you hit a wall. Turn the other way, boom, hit a wall. Like, and then not to mention the job market. The job market is just freaking terrible. So, you know, you go through schooling and you do college and all that other stuff, and you take the path that everyone knows, and it's so so happy and jolly, and then boom. Psych, they lied. Oh my God. they lied. That's a really hard realization. Who calling my phone? That's a really hard realization to face, y'all. Like, for real. Imagine doing everything everybody told you to do and you still come out at the bottom. What? I'm talking about like, they're just digging that hole really, really far. It's ultimately so frustrating because I feel like I'm constantly asking myself, where are we going next? We as in me against me. Like, what am I going to do? How am I going to face the obstacles that we are actively shifting into as a country? Like, the state of the USA is actually nuts right now. I am terrified, and I hope that when I post this video and look at it years from now, that maybe it's in a way better, more hopeful place, because there's just so much unnecessary hate. Just, it's vile here. Like, it's nothing like I've ever seen it. And I truly don't understand how a lot of people are so comfortable coming forward being the people that they are. It's like, on one hand, they're super shameless about it and they're like, yeah, I'm this, I'm a fascist, I'm blah, blah, blah. But then on the other hand, they're hiding behind masks and they don't really want to say, who they voted. They don't really want to say like who they voted for or what they stand for, because while they're proud about it, at the same time, they're cognizant of the fact that it is wrong. They're just willfully stupid. They're just willingly stupid to prove a point to nobody but themselves, even though they know this hole that is being dug for our country is out of control. It's out of control. People are not as kind to each other anymore. Oh my God. Everyone is so mean. You could put positivity out there on the internet nowadays and somebody's going to come up and be like, yeah, this is stupid. I don't even want to do that. Yeah, positivity. I don't care about none of that. Excuse the heck out of me for just spreading a little love. It just feels like everybody is so sensitive almost, and just so touchy. Everybody is so quick to just be everybody is so quick to just be snappy and just ready to just deck you right in the throat if they feel like it's necessary. I feel like everybody is so ready to just be violent at any point, because to be honest, I think there's a lot of people out there that have pent up anger and pent up feelings and energy from the pandemic. And then when all of a sudden things just started opening up, it all just exploded. All these emotions, all of these different energies and personalities just exploded onto the internet, into the world, wherever it may be. It just freaking busted wide open. Big body busted open, feed you breakfast. Literally. I honestly think one of the best parts of this whole thing was freaking Beyonce. Like, seriously, like, she gave us Renaissance and she gave us Cowboy Carter during some of the most trivial times in American history. And I think to be making art and music and such bold statements through her art during a time like this, yeah, make sure you give it up for the queen. I really love that as an artist and a creative myself, because when you're in times of trouble, sometimes you don't know what to do other than face yourself and your creativity. Instead of putting that energy into negative stuff and acting like a psycho online, I'm gonna go create a vlog or some short form content or something like that. I don't know, something to not take that out on somebody else. I think that is so freaking weird. I don't know, y'all. I'm nervous. And oh, it's the ice machine. I'm feeling like for the first time in a while, I'm just watching all this stuff get yanked away. The possibility of a life like this, the possibility of having children and that going your way completely. Every day they are fighting to take away the autonomy of women in some way, shape, or form, and it is scary. It is scary. This is exactly why I will not watch The Handmaid's Tale. I think I got through like maybe halfway through the first season, I was like, I watch a lot of stuff. I love TV. One of my favorite things to do is just go through different platforms that I have subscribed to and just find stuff that will intrigue my mind or things that I've never seen before. But when it came time to watch The Handmaid's Tale, all of that threw me off. And I mean, all of it threw me off. I was no longer into it because I knew this was actually a reality. Like back then, I knew this was a reality that we might potentially be facing as women. And that's the sad part about it. Oh, yikes. I didn't think that things would be so in the air like how they are now. Like there are so many what ifs. Nothing is certain. Inflation is rising by the day. The housing market is terrible. The job market is terrible. Like the people are terrible. They're hostile. Like what else? Personally, all I've wanted to do is just be in this little bubble of happiness that I can control. Because if I look too much on the outside, then it tends to scare me. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I'm really just trying to just keep hold of what I can control at this point. And on a day-to-day, that is my relationship with God, my mood, my content, my work, anything I can just pour myself into in order to make sure that my vision stays as complete as I can make it at this point. It just feels like all this turmoil and stuff is taking the softness out of what once could be. Not to say that it's all over already, but because you know God has the final say so at the end of the day he gonna do what he gonna do. But I'm like, dang, we're not even a year into this administration. It has been nothing but hell for all parties involved. We can cut education, we can cut cancer research, we can cut NPR and things for PBS to get us, different types of education and whatnot through different media outlets. But oh yes, we totally need a $1 million ballroom in the White House that legit none of us will ever see except for anybody who's supposed to be there. Okay, President Coin, work. And you know what? Speaking of President Coin, this is definitely a time where I like to go back and watch Hunger Games because one thing about me, I'm right into that with Katniss Everdeen. I'm right there. That was probably one of the most important roles Jennifer Lawrence could have ever played because it showed so much symbolism to exactly what we're going through right now. We just watched it happen years ago and made fanfic out of it. That's great. But in all reality, this is like what our lives are headed to. But I really hope not. I hope like one day we just get the wake up call and it's like, it's time to revolutionize. The revolution will not be televised. Oh, I often like to go back and watch those movies because I'm like, dang, this is real. This is real. We are actively living in a version of the Hunger Games. And who knows if it's going to actually end up like that because there's messages everywhere. One of my favorites is also Black Mirror. I feel like we're actively watching everything that happened in that series years ago happen today. You know what? I need to go back and watch the newest season again because I went right through that. Black Mirror is my show. I've been hip on games since that came out. I think it really, really, really started becoming popular around like season 4 or something like that. I was like, no, babes. No, babes, you're late. You're late. You missed your alarm. You are still sleeping. You need to get up. You need to rise. You need to be woke. Okay? All in all, I'm just really trying to be positive. This not it, this is literally not what was advertised, and it's outrageously disappointing. It's making me face imposter syndrome. I'm feeling all the feels, especially being just a single woman trying to get by. So I've had a lot to say, and I'm really trying to figure out the space and the platform of where I want to do that, and I do think I want it to be YouTube. I don't know, maybe we can make this cozy corner more of a thing, because your girl loves a good video diary in all different states and phases of how I'm feeling. My computer is filled with video diaries. I would love to get to a point where I maybe take those to YouTube and find my community, or just people who are like-minded like myself, who are just feeling the same way. People who are just sick of the shit. People who just need something a little more authentic. I definitely think we'll be doing more of this. If you did come across this video and you enjoyed it, please be sure to leave me a like, a comment, some sort of feedback, because I'm here to find you. What should we call this anyway if this becomes a thing? Is this like Cozy Corner episode 1, or like video diary, something like that? You know, we can freak it, we can mix it, we can tweak it. That's the end of this vlog, y'all, and I hope, oh, let me get my cup, my royal cup. Oh, this is long too. I'm gonna be mad when it's time to cut this. Yikes. Thank you so much for tuning in if you did today. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. What that will be, I am not sure yet, but I think it will be edited. So, cheers. Bye.